Okay, I'm gonna turn you around and face me because Apple decided to make a new update and you can't switch your camera while you're freaking videoing. But anyways, I'm gonna do a review on a 3-year-old Imperial vac truck. I did a video 3 years ago when I got this truck new. I am now doing a 3-year video going into the summer of the 3rd year of service. I'm gonna walk you guys through issues I've had. I'm gonna walk you through good things, bad things about Imperial vac trucks. First of all, since I have shot a video 3 years ago, we have grown in size. I have purchased more of Imperial vac trucks. I also purchased an ITI truck and trailer out of Pennsylvania, 1 unit. Basically, I'm gonna do a review on a truck that we've had for 3 years in service in Canada, minus 30, 40 degrees Celsius, all the way to plus 30, 40 degrees Celsius. It has been running all times of the year. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a quick review of what to look for and what not to look for when purchasing one. This is one of our oldest units. I did a review on this with the Peterbilt. Peterbilt's not in here. It's actually out working still right now. We still have 2 of them. This is the 3rd truck we bought from them. They were all in the same year. It's 2022 HV International with an L9 Cummins. That portion of the truck I'm pretty much not going to say. But in the time being, basically what has happened since we have had this truck is we have got this polished. We put some new decals on it. So it has came down and shine majorly since purchased, but still looks clean when driving down the road. Still looks like a good truck. New decals, both top and bottom. Toolbox we damaged a little bit. One of my drivers ran out and kind of nicked it. But other than that, toolbox heater installed. That heater was installed and purchased by me, installed secondary to the unit. Not Imperial install. So I'm not going to go over that too much. We got a 4310 blower. As you can see, Challenger Pro Pack, shaft driven. A little bit of my worry was the shaft driven in the cold. Honestly, to me, it's better in the cold. I didn't have hydraulic leaks. I didn't have issues with that. Going over here, we've got sea level annulation. This is a level indicator for gallons Imperial, or I guess it would be US gallons. This is in Imperial gallons because I'm in Canada. This is the switch box they gave us with. Everything works here. Haven't had a problem. Would never buy another truck without this setup, being electric down to PTO, not hydraulic on here to activate. We have less cold, but we don't have a hoist. So to lift this tank up isn't a necessity for some of our units. We do have a unit that I'm going to review after this that is in the other side of the shop. So you can see the fade on the rims obviously is going to be the same as the tank. We got our 3 sight glasses, we got our valves. I have replaced the valves due to usage. I have had the odd coolant leak inside of here where we wrap these and tuck tape them for winter. They stay hot enough in Alberta weather, which I would like to say that they would stay hot enough in any climate. In the rear to not have complete freeze up of valves unless they're sitting overnight, obviously, which we don't in this shop. On this side, we just have decking. This is a silencer box that we have got them to install, and the other trucks do not have it. So again, we've got silencer box and nothing wrong with this. We have our PTO shaft. This is one of the problems. In all honesty, this truck has been great. I have not had many problems with it. The truck itself has been more of a problem than the vacuum side of things. I would 100% purchase another truck from them. Their drive line coming down on this truck was a little bit of an angle that we have had the PTO issues with this truck, and we have had a 90-degree box go. So I would say once a year, we are doing quite a bit of work. So I'm going to assume that most companies wouldn't have this gearbox leaking in this seal, but we have had this gearbox, and you can see it right now. It is sweating out the front where the shaft goes in. These hold not much oil. They tend to fail quite often. I would say once a year replacement on that, an oil change once or twice a year on the blower. And there is a bushing behind here on the orange thing. that has gone. Other than that, our ball valve has failed on the overflow or the catch basin. 2-inch ball valve they have as a lever valve. I switched over to an actual ball valve that's brass because of that reason. We have standpipe being on this side, so it goes up and the tank curls over so it doesn't hop as much. This is a straight in 6-inch dump valve. We still use it for loading sometimes when we're doing bigger jobs or running 2 hose loading. This is going to be your straight in 4-inch neck down to 3s. Pretty basic walk around on this. You know, personally, I would rather someone call me to ask questions than subscribe and try to do all that stuff. I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it to give you guys an understanding of what I went through buying a truck and bringing it up to Canada. So this unit, 2022, this is not a custom rig up, but it is a custom rig up. The only reason why it's custom from Imperial, heated valves, heated toolbox, and basically sea level indicator, and then obviously your Pro Pack or your blower. You have a choice between anything. Honestly, truck's been okay. Not a major fan of international, but if you are buying a truck, you like international trucks, your fleet is international, I would recommend it. On this truck itself, we have switched the headlights on. They are shitty. These round headlights tend to be not my favorite, comparing them to a normal old Peterbilt or the square ones from factory. Now going over here, I'm going to walk you through what I would say would be a 2023 M2 chassis. Basically, this is a new build or a newer build from them. This is more or less along the lines I figured out what these guys do, how they build them, and what is good and what is bad. So I've been adding things to them. I haven't been taking away. So obviously most of the stuff they build is pretty decent. For the septic industry, we have had great luck with them. So, and this one got some more stuff that's little, but more stuff. So I've got a front loading valve. We wrap them because they need to be heated. We heat trace them with your coolant lines. The return line is wrapped around it. And then we have had a heated collar, heated valve, and a 4-inch loading valve on the front. We got our diesel flush, which all of them come with. We got our Pro Pack, 4310 again, but instead of having your silencer on the passenger side, they have now mounted it here for less weight. And the only negative thing for my drivers is you got air blowing out of here, hitting here, coming back at your face. I don't really care. In Canada, to be honest, I use it for heat when we're standing there in the cold. I've got my toolbox here. They have spaced out the toolbox and they have not ran the lines in the front. This is a custom toolbox with a custom heater. To me, this is the way to go on every side of your truck if you are in a cold environment, to have that, for your guys to have dry gloves, heated elements. And when you leave and you come back, the temperature is hotter in here when you leave and hotter in here when you come back than most trucks would have. Therefore, your guys have dry gloves. They have non-iced up fittings. They've got their bottles and everything in here that's heated. We use single tire chains. I know it's kind of the lazy way, but honestly, we throw them on for savior. This is a 1-year-old build on an Imperial vac unit. Old decals, not the new decals like the other side. So this is about 2 years into service. This unit has 3 bubbles in the back for your visibility of your sewage levels, plus the sea level indicator inside. We got our same valve set up, collars heated valves. On this side, I've got nothing. And this valve on the front, you can choose to turn this way or that way. Here's your coolant valves to turn them off from the back. If you get a leak, you can crank them off so we're not having the potentials. I've got a lot better luck on the M2 chassis than I have on the International chassis. Both have the same engine, L9 Cumminses. This unit being 4-inch in, different style blower, but same size, same everything, just different box right here. Toolbox heated, that's after. And we changed up our lights on the back. I put more lights because in Canada, these top lights were the only 3 we had. Problem is the snow comes up and covers them. So we put signal lights up top and marker lights on the side. On our other units, so this is an ITI truck and trailer. No offense, sales guy, awesome, but I wouldn't buy another one. This is a 1.5-year-old truck. It's got a steel tank on it. It's got a hoist on it. It's got a 1600 CFM blower. We have had not great things with this. We've had lots of issues. We had hydraulic filters blow off. We've had hoses break. We've had a hole in the tank. We've had issues with things go on with it. But we've got to the end of it now. But to me, aluminum, way to go. Especially what we do for sewage. If you're not doing a lot of car washes, we got steel, which is, if you can look at this truck in this video, part of this problem is that ITI and I communicated. We bought this truck as a steel tank, thinking the paint would last on it a little longer, but it hasn't. We've got chips all over it from hoses. We've got chips down here. Yes, I could rock guard it. I understand that, but that isn't the problem. Problem is being we had a malfunction in the tank. We had a hole in the top of the tank. We fixed that, malfunction. Down here, we had 5 to 7 times it went into the shop. We ended up switching hydraulic filters. So there's just some little things, but big things on these that I wouldn't really recommend for somebody that's just doing sewage, holding tanks, septic tanks, tanks that are in the ground that are more or less something you do every month, or if you're doing a service on something for septic systems or treatment facilities or whatever way you guys want to go. My suggestion is if you're not doing car washes and sumps, or you're not doing stuff that is super hilly, like, in our area, British Columbia, you could get away with trucks that don't have hoists. They're awesome. They work great. They're less weight. On this truck, we are 9330 kilograms. I'm telling you right now, being able to haul 2,000 gallons on road ban season, being 75% in Alberta, is a huge game changer in the sewage industry. People, customers like as much fluid taken and for the price they can get. This truck, 4,200 US gallons. It's going to be a little bit overweight when it's full. We don't fill it, obviously, because of that reason. This is a 4,200 gallon aluminum barrel from them. This is basically a stock and sit-in yard tank that they store. They have a 4,000 and a 42 in a tandem. I always go to the 42, more fluid, better. But if you're going to be adding jetters and stuff like that, then obviously you're going to need to go to a 4,000 or whatnot. On this side, coming back to this International, we've had a little bit of updates in the cab. We've had a little bit of things in the cab that are different on these trucks, comparing them to a newer one. The newer one we have being a 24 in the HV. I ended up buying it. It was just because I didn't say I was going to buy another International, but it was a good deal and honestly needed a truck. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to look at the company number. I know it's kind of hard to see. It'd be a 1 in front of here if you aren't from Alberta, 780-963-2055. If you guys got any questions at all, feel free to call that number or text it and ask for the owner's number, and I can walk you through some units. I did have some guys from Ontario call me. I did have some guys from British Columbia call me, and up north in Northwest Territories to purchase these units and had multiple questions. And I have no problem talking to you or whatnot. We do get some work out of guys that are in different places for it. So if you guys have any questions, give a shout.